Hello and welcome back. My name is Regular Joe and this is the second video in a series about War and Peace. In the last video I told a story called Peter and the Caldwell Gang, a story I felt each and every one of us could relate to, as something like this has happened to all of us at some point in our lives, if not multiple times. So it's going to serve as a reference point in this and later videos because, as I mentioned, we are going to take it apart and examine its various component pieces in order to learn something. Now, on the face of it, what was it? It was a story about bullies, right? And what do bullies do? Well, bullies seek to control certain areas or zones by threatening the rightful inhabitants with some sort of harm, violence, blackmail, and even death. It doesn't matter if it's an 8-year-old schoolyard bully, a dictator, or a terrorist. The modus operandi is the same, isn't it? All right, well, that's the point of all this. Wouldn't it be nice if we could do something about it? Well, life can be confusing, and just like that expression, can't see the forest for the trees, when you're in the forest, all you see is the trees. You have to step back out of the forest to be able to see it. Well, all right, in that confusion of Frankie, Peter, bullies, and all this kind of stuff, you're not really looking at it from an exterior point of view, and it's hard to make the right decision as to what to do, what's right, what's wrong, who's good, who's bad, and so forth. And never having done that, we tend to fall into the same trap over and over and over again until eventually we get rather apathetic about life, or at least think that it can't be solved and nothing can be done about it really, but that's not really true. And so we are going to now step back and take another look at Peter and the Caldwell Gang. Well, I tried to fit it all on one video, but if you'll forgive me, we're going to have to carry on in the next one. But since I do have a little extra time, I thought, well, why don't we give it a little introduction now and maybe save a little time later. So, in the next video, we are going to be discussing the common denominator of all life, and then we are going to be examining life itself and breaking it down into its various component parts. Now, what are we doing all that for? What does it have to do with Peter and the Caldwell Gang? What does it have to do with War and Peace? Well, that's the point. It has everything to do with those things, but more importantly, it has to do with decision making. How do you make a good decision? What's right? What's wrong? What's good? What's evil? It's handy to know these things, and I'm telling you, there is an exact way to determine these things. Okay, so stay tuned.